Thank you. Thank you all for having me today. Leon Cho is my personal hero, part-time journalist, part-time chess educator, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. I always feel like Janet Jackson wearing one of these things, but like Anshul, I will not be singing today. Big honor to follow a former world junior champion, Darman Sadvikazov. I'll see if I can live up to his big title he won 26 years ago. Before I get to my talk, I also was thinking about what Maurice Ashley said about flexible thinking. We saw it here at the Olympiad. Magnus Carlsen, 5 minutes to go until the start of the round, didn't have transportation to the event, and he had incomplete information. And what did he do? He figured out a way to grab a booby bike, started riding around, he found the venue, and that was a kind of a good example of flexible thinking. So it actually happened to me once. I want to tell you a little story before I get started. I was in high school, and I went to an overnight field trip at a hotel to a non-chess event, and I was staying with 3 classmates. And we had a midnight curfew. We were all in our hotel room at midnight, and at 12:05, I wanted a Coca-Cola, something very benign. And I opened the door to my hotel room, 5 minutes past curfew, and I hear a crack, and unbeknownst to me, our teachers had put tape on all of the hotel room doors, so if we were to open them past curfew, it would break the tape. And we have no way to seal the tape because we're inside the hotel room and the tape's on the outside. So I realize I'm about to get in trouble. So I go sit down on my bed, and my 3 roommates, they're going to get in trouble too. They look at me and they say, "Mike, you're the chess player, figure it out." And it's funny because they saw my line of thinking as chess thinking, but I just knew it as thinking, right? I've been playing chess since I was 4. I didn't know any other way to think. And so I went through the normal chess player process. I thought of several different problems, solutions. Do I call a pizza man, have the pizza man come tape it? Where do I get the tape from? And then 5 minutes later, I figured it out, and I went into the hallway, and I broke everyone's tape. And I got away with it. So probably not the best story to tell to kids, but that was an example of chess player thinking, and it did save me. So, well, my job here at the Olympiad is actually mostly to be a chess journalist, and as you know, chess is a zero-sum game. But in this room, we are not zero-sum. We're all fighting for the same thing. We want chess to be as popular as ever with every kid in the world. So in a sense, this is a much more delight to talk to because there's no contentiousness in this room. How do we know when chess has made it? Well, I always talk about the fact that, at least in the US, art and music are taught in nearly every school. And I always wonder, in the 1950s, did art educators meet in a room? What did they talk about? How did they overcome the hurdle? And we will know when we're successful when chess becomes so compulsory that parents will be upset if their child doesn't receive it. And I hope that day certainly comes in my lifetime. There are also people in this room that are tackling the very worthy subject of the academic nature of chess. What does chess do for children? But I'm going to talk more today about the practical part of chess education, which is that there's probably 100 times more piano teachers and art teachers and even tennis teachers in the world than chess educators. It's very hard to take a chess player and turn that chess player into an educator. But luckily, we have a giant pool of resources known as regular classroom educators. And while they think that chess is beneficial, they also get intimidated by the very fact that they think that chess is only played by intelligent people. So in Chess Kid, we hope to have a technological solution to the problem of a labor problem. We hope that by having a platform that's essentially plug and play, it will give regular classroom educators the ability and the confidence and the knowledge to teach the game of chess. I would actually like to see Grandmaster Anton Korobov teach a room of 5-year-olds, but that's probably not a reasonable thing to go for. All right, so we've taught chess, or we have at least almost 11 million kids on Chess Kid using our platform. We're all based on safety, we're based on fun, and I'm actually not going to show a whole lot of our slides today. What I really want to focus on is our classroom lesson planner. So I'm going to fast forward here to this slide. We have a 30-week curriculum that not only teaches the game of chess, but it explains what other ancillary educational concepts are taught by the game. Things like 21st century thinking skills, mathematical skills, even history are taught in each lesson. So the teacher can simply play the video, take the lesson as a class, and then built into our lesson planner is an explanation of what to do when you get the chess pieces out. Because, at ChessKid and Chess.com, obviously we're a technology company. However, we still believe chess is played over the board, absolutely. We are just a means to an end. Technology is just a little bit of a faster and more efficient way of being able to teach the game. So it's a 30-week lesson plan that teachers are using all over the world, and it's broken down into very simple concepts. Also, very importantly, teachers and federations and school districts get data at the end of the year. And I think this is really important because these projects around the world that are completely fantastic in Armenia and Menorca and Kazakhstan, we want to be able to say with absolute certainty at the end of the year how many kids can play a legal game. And without data, what we're really doing is we're offering anecdotes. We're saying, well, 20 kids came through this class with this teacher. But at the end of the year on ChessKid, you'll be able to get a lot of data that shows exactly how many kids progressed to a certain level. And on ChessKid, you have to actually master concepts. It's like Duolingo. We don't let you move on until you've proven that you can speak the language a little bit. So at the end of the year, a child that has reached a certain level, you can say with absolute 100% certainty that that child can play a legal game. And that's really impressive, like I said, to school districts and federations because they want that data at the end of the year. Also, nonprofits value this a lot because they need sponsors, and the sponsors want to be able to say, hey, our sponsorship was able to teach the game to, X number of kids. So I'm going to move on. And I'm going to go to this slide. Okay. We also want to make sure that chess is always perceived as a very fun game. So whereas we know the regular game of chess, as I talked about, was zero-sum, and we have all seen kids lose a game for the first time and their natural reaction for that, we've developed a lot of fun competitions within ChessKid where there can be more than one winner. So for example, what we're looking at right up here would be, actually this is not a puzzle competition, but you can have puzzle competitions where you can say for every kid that does 100 puzzles this week, you get an invitation to a pizza party or whatever you want to do. And in that way, the educator can actually have lots of kids be perceived as winners at the end of the week. So by compiling all this data, educators will be able to inspire kids and not make it all about who's winning and who's losing. All right. And this is an example of some of the data at the end of the year. In fact, a lot of schools that have single sign-on programs, we can actually create 100,000 chess kids at once for an entire district. So part of the problem of introducing any technology in any school is how do you get all of your kids to be able to use that platform? And we have some tools that will be able to create accounts en masse. And that way, we actually have a school district in the US with 200,000 kids. And at the push of a button, we're able to create accounts for all 200,000 kids. We're able to give the district top-down level control. And we're also able to give individual teachers control of only their group of kids. So the point is, ChessKid can scale to any amount of schools or districts that you guys have. So lastly, I'll just say that we're in about 15 different languages. So we're trying to add languages every year. Obviously, there's a lot more languages in the world than we can get to. But you come from all over the world. We are pretty comprehensively translated and dubbed. Some children even use ChessKid as a way of learning English. So they'll watch the videos in Spanish, French, German, Lithuanian, Greek, Ukrainian, but they'll have the English subtitles on, or they'll do it in reverse. So we were not meant to be a Duolingo type company where we're teaching language, but that is another benefit of chess. So we're all in this together, and I hope we can look back on these conferences in 50 years and say that this is how we became art and music educators. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to working with you.